Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And this week we have a lot of news to cover, so let's get right into it. One of the biggest topics this week was no doubt the new Hathaway's Flash trailer. It shows us everyone's favorite character, Hathaway Noah, and also explains a bit more behind his reasoning for joining Mufti and doing what he does. Also, in case you haven't seen it, I will have it linked down below. And in related news, we also have some words from Lane Aim's voice actor Saito Soma. He's honored to be part of a Gundam production, and just as his character in the movie, he will also try to better himself as he's going along. So I wonder if that is more of a symbolic PR speech, just saying like, oh, I will try to get better, and then relating it to his character in the movie, or if that is actually some kind of hint at what the role of the antagonist will be, that we will really see a lot of him in the movie to the point that we can really feel some character development there. Then, last year, Bandai showed us the lineup of G-Frame 13, and this week we got some color images and a release date. A set of 10 will set you back 5,500 yen, with tax included, and the lineup will consist of the GPO-1 Buster Gundam Zaku 2 F2, both Zeon and Earth Federation version, and as always there will be a separation between the base set with the fixed frame and then the articulated frame with some extra accessories. Now normally this would mean that there would be 8 sets to collect, but because both Zakus are basically identical except for the color scheme, there is now only one movable frame set and weapon set for the Zakus. What kinda worries me then is that usually with these trading figures, if you buy the full set, or like a box of 10 in this case, you're always guaranteed to get at least one of each, and then the remaining 2 or 3 or whatever are just random doubles. But now, will they make it so? Will they do the nice thing and actually make sure that you at least get 2 Zaku movable frames in each box? Or do they just guarantee you each of the 7 and then give you 3 random ones? But hey, at the very least, the Zakus will look presentable as is, which is something I can't truly say about the Buster Gundam and the GPO-1, which look kinda weird without their extra stuff. How can you have a full burner without the full burners? Same thing with the Buster Gundam. How can you have a Buster Gundam without the ability to bust anything? This set will be released in May alongside the special Perfect Strike Gundam and Skygrasper set. Unlike the normal sets, this is just one box that gets you everything. It will retail for 4,900 yen, tax included, and offers you a lot of bang for your buck. Not only can we build the Perfect Strike Gundam, but we can also build all of the striker packs individually, mount them on the Skygrasper, and both the Skygrasper and the the Strike Gundam will also have their own action base. While it doesn't specify so on the page, I'm also pretty sure you can also use those striker packs with the previously released G-Frame Strike Gundam. And of course, every G-Frame box will also contain a complimentary piece of chewing gum. In May then, we're getting another cool thing, the Char Use Desk Toolbox, allowing you to store all of your Gunpla needs, and this set will set you back 3,940 yen, tax included. And in addition to giving you storage space, there's also 3 neodymium magnets built to attach your nippers and whatnot. Just keep in mind that all of these very nice pictures showing you what you can do with it are for illustrative purposes only, and this picture right here shows you everything you're getting. It's just storage space, it doesn't actually come with any tools. But still, something really cool to get, and something you might want to get alongside that is a cutting board. In February, we're getting 4 A4 sized ones for 1,100 yen, tax included, a red Char's Zagog design, a green Zaku 2, a black Dom, and a blue RX-78-2. Currently, they are up for pre-order on the P Bandai website, but it doesn't specifically say that they're P Bandai exclusive, so I hope that all of this stuff will make its way to normal hobby stores at some point. Because again, I kind of want one. Pre-orders are also open for 2 Mixed 25th Anniversary All-Time Best, which will release on February 10th. And in case you forgot who 2 Mix were, The cover art will immediately remind you that they're the band who made the songs that made so many of our childhoods awesome. The CD is available as a normal 2-disc set for 3,000 yen without tax, and has 25 classics such as Just Communication, Rhythm Emotion, Rhythm Generation, and White Reflection. There's also a special edition for 8,000 yen without tax, and this version includes a Blu-ray with some cool footage and a third CD, which we currently know nothing about. On to the things we can buy right away then. Or at least if you pre-ordered it, because the big release this week was the real great Zeong. The normal set goes for 6,050 yen, tax included, or for 9,900 yen, tax included. You could get yourself the special last shooting set. And as I'm sure you're all aware, the Zeong will boast impressive articulation with a lot of moving panels, verniers, some really cool detailing worthy of a real grade, and then add in some sweet decals and an action base, and the normal set already offers you a lot. The last shooting version then not only adds some cool beam effect parts and a special base to recreate that last shooting that it's named after, but also includes some really cool effect parts just for the normal Zeong in general, which will hopefully kinda justify that extra 3,850 yen that Bandai is asking. And I already know what many of you want to ask now. Will I be reviewing one? Well, the thing is, the pre-orders were closed for the special edition one.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
On the 16th, the NXEdge Gundam Astray Red Frame was released. The figure retails for 4,950 yen, tax included, and features the Klettwitch or Klettwolf if you want to go with the way it's written in Japanese. And through parse formation, these can also transform into G mode, which I'm going to assume stands for gun mode because that's what it is. He uses the Klettwitches sandwiches as guns, and unfortunately there is no mention of S mode, which I'm going to assume stands for sword mode. On the head then, we get the Drake sensors, providing our red frame with a very edgy appearance. On the 20th then, we got some really cool toys for the Zeon fans out there. The GMG Principality of Zeon General Soldiers. The 3 GI Zekes are released as separate sets, each with their own accessories, and one useless accessory which will transform into a cool mounted machine gun once you buy all 3 of them. In the past, I used to think this was kind of a cool collectible thing, like once you get all of them, you unlock something extra. But nowadays, I just look at it as the marketing ploy that it really is. Anyways, the figures are 1/18 scale and roughly 10 centimeters, and it's also cool that all 3 of them have a very distinct look to them. Number 1 is your typical Zeon soldier. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and a space luger. Number 2 has big bones, and number 3 provides assets, like binoculars and also a radio backpack. And for the Federation fans in the audience, don't worry, because there's also going to be a Federation set. Personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what other kind of soldiers we will get in the future. Maybe some Omni soldiers, some Zaft soldiers, or what I would also really like is, of course, Titan soldiers. Then next up, there were 2 Gundam-themed computers announced quite a while back, and they are finally available in 2 flavors. And the interesting thing is that their specs also reflect the mobile suit that they're based on. We have the white RX-78-2 computer that will be a top-of-the-line beast of a computer, complete with an ROG Strix RTX 3080. Beware of mobile dolls that will try to buy all of them and then scalp them. Then we also get a Z490 motherboard with Wi-Fi from, unfortunately, Team Blue. Then we get an ROG Strix 360mm RGB AIO with a fantastic Gundam head on the pump, an ROG Strix 850-watt modular power supply, which also has a Gundam head on it, but this time a bit more SD-shaped, And then you can put all of this into the RX-78-2 themed ROG Strix Helios case, complete with a tempered glass side panel to show off your amazing Gundam computer. Just put in some RGB RAM of your choice and your Gundam build is complete. And if you want even more, it's not just a Gundam themed computer, you can make your entire setup Gundam themed. There is the ROG Strix XG279QG game monitor, the ROG Strix Scope TKL mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX switches, ROG Strix Impact 2 gaming mouse, ROG Delta headset, RTAX A2U gaming router, and of course a mousepad and t-shirt because they could. Then the Char 2 version looks significantly better, in my opinion, but also performs significantly worse if you're only going with the parts that they're providing. We get a tough gaming B550 motherboard with Wi-Fi and also support for the latest AMD CPUs, which will definitely be a good thing because in this lineup there is no dedicated GPU. We get a tough gaming 240mm RGB AIO with included commander antenna, so this thing will cool 3 times better than comparable AIOs. You can then put it in the tough gaming GT301 case, and for peripherals we get the tough gaming VG27AAQGL1A gaming monitor and the RTAX86U gaming router. And for the people who wanted to build themselves a complete Char's computer, don't worry, there were some earlier reports, and those did show 1660 Ti's in both flavors. Now, the most hilarious thing about this earlier image that showed up in all of the reports was that back then there was no talk of an RTX 3080 for the Gundam computer, and they showed us a Gundam ROG Maximus 12 Extreme motherboard. So that means that going with this image, if you wanted to build yourself a complete RX-78-2 computer, you would be pairing a $300 graphics card with an $800 motherboard. That's not how you build an efficient computer. Anyways, that's enough of Kakarot tech tips, but what I'll never get enough of is segues to our sponsor. Okay, all kidding aside, we have another interesting poll going on over at Gundam.info with the soon-to-be release of the Puro 2 GGG figure. They're now having a poll on which Double Zeta character we would want to have as a future GGG figure, or Triple G, rolls of the tongue a little bit better. And here is the current ranking at the moment of this script. Tied for last place, we have the Moon Sisters with 9 votes each. The less I'm reminded of Moon Moon, the better. With 1 more vote, we have Emery Ounce, or Emily, who despite her redemption arc, I'm not a huge fan of. She was chasing after Bright, who at the time was married with 2 children. So yeah, I would have gladly replaced those 3 last place contenders with Millie Childer. She's way cuter too. Then another person I can stand, Glemmy Toto with 19 votes, followed by Masha Marcello with 31 votes. As goofy as he might be in the beginning, his tragic character development did make me open up to him more and respect him more as a character. Then we have Lena Ashta with 35 votes, and then falling right outside of the top 3 with 60 votes is Kara Soon. She could probably make for a quite interesting figure. In third place then we have Elviano, who had 64 votes, but is now tied with Judo's 65 votes because I voted for her. Then the seemingly uncontested number 1 is Rue Luca with a whopping 246 votes. Damn. I mean, I can see why a lot of people would vote for her. Also, if anyone wants to vote on that poll, it's very easy to find on the Gundam.info website. You just scroll down a little bit, it's like halfway the page, but I will also have a link down below to make it easy for you guys. And that is all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.